Appraisals. One of those words that often send shivers down the spines of managers and of people being appraised. Why is it that such a perhaps normal process causes such discomfort? Perhaps it's that the word appraisal itself is misused or misunderstood. What we're really doing when we're appraising is giving people and giving the business an opportunity to grow and to develop. Any business that's happy staying stagnant possibly doesn't need an appraisal system. But if we need to grow and develop, then appraisal is going to be a key part of that. It's about looking at the things that have worked well, it's about thinking about how we can improve on those, and it's about developing new ways of doing things to help master the future. At the core of any appraisal system is some understanding and ideas about what really motivates people. McGregor's approach particularly talked about two types of way of motivating people. There were the Theory X leaders who tended to see people as being rather lazy, rather subject to needing control if they were going to actually achieve anything. That money thrown at people would naturally inspire them to work harder. McGregor also talked about the Theory Y type approach, which rather focused on the need to be thinking about people growing in their roles by focusing on people's job satisfaction, by assuming that actually investing in encouraging people to grow within a role is what was going to lead to success within that role. More and more today, the Theory Y type approach is the one that people more think about when we're looking at developing individuals and staff. There's a lot of research around this issue as well. A psychologist called Hertzberg talked about satisfiers and enablers. Interestingly, his work identified that people weren't actually motivated to work harder by more pay. What pay does is it encourages us to do work. It encourages us to go in the first place, but it doesn't motivate us to do more or to be creative. What does encourage us is the actual work itself. So jobs that are designed to be rich, to be creative, and jobs that are steeped in what we might call recognition tend to be the ones that inspire and motivate us to do more. His ideas were developed by others, most recently by Dan Pink, and his particular ideas of autonomy, mastery and purpose are really central to the modern way of thinking about appraisals. Autonomy recognises that people, when given more control, tend to perform more effectively. Mastery is as it sounds. If we can become master of our trade, we're likely to feel more confident and in control. And we all need some direction to know where we're going. So we need some purpose, but that purpose needs to have some clarity, that we're clear that it's important and that we're clear why we're doing what we're doing. First of all, make it goal purpose. Think about what we're trying to achieve and give people clear direction about what success will look like. One way of doing this is using the SMART goals. SMART being specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and with timescales. SMART goals are often talked about by people and given lip service about how we're going to do appraisals. The truth is, setting SMART goals is still quite challenging. Really, what you need to be talking about is drilling down with the individual. What is it about this goal that is going to be exciting for them? What's going to be creative? What will success look like and feel like? And most importantly, what small steps do they need to take first to move towards that goal? Goals should be stretching. If people are in their comfort area, then productivity is likely to stagnate. We do need to challenge people to do more. Bear in mind, all appraisal should be a two-way process. What I would suggest is that we have 2 ears and 1 mouth. We should be listening 80% of the time and asking questions 20% of the time. When we are asking questions, make them questions that are going to be supportive and encouraging. Use the term what rather than the more critical why when we're talking about how people are doing within a particular role. Also think about the feedback sandwich. I often think of the marriage guidance type approach. Look for 6 positives before you find the 1 negative in the individual. And it's the same in appraisals. Think about the positive, talk more about that. If there are things not going well, yes, mention it, but don't focus on those. Focus on the positives. If I'm going to drive from Margate to Glasgow, for example, I don't just head north. I think about the journey in measurable steps. What bits am I going to do first? Then if I am going off track, I can easily get myself back on the right road. It's the same with appraisal. Measurable plans rather than big leaps. And then think more about appraisal as being something you just do as a normal part of everyday work. It shouldn't be something that you only do once a year. You should be appraising the whole time. And you should be appraising constructively the whole time, so that we give people a real sense of purpose, direction, and positive, encouraging feedback. In summary, remember, people are much better to be led by being grown, by being given space, by being given time to be creative, rather than being controlled and directive. Throwing money at a problem rarely works. Focus more on recognition and a positive feedback sandwich. Focus on learning, engaging, empowering the individual to really have ownership of their job.